Packet lesson 3-3, day 2, talking perpendicular parallel. So again, little reminder at the top, parallel lines are lines that never intersect and have the same slope. Perpendicular lines form right angles and have opposite reciprocal slopes. So if I have to highlight some stuff, there you go, and there you go. That's really what you need to remember during this lesson. My pencil's getting dull. You can see that, but I'm going to push through this challenge. All right. So now look, it says find the equations in slope-intercept form. Thank God. All right. So that means we can be done once we get it into y equals mx plus b. But notice there are two parts to this problem. Parallel to and perpendicular to line L. Now, this is slightly confusing to get started, so I'm going to give you guys a visual image of what's going on. So, no, you don't need to do this on your homework once you pick up on it. But what I'm going to do is, I'm going to say, okay, my students need a visual image of what's going on. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this guy and I'm going to think of that as y equals negative x plus 4. See, I just subtracted x and subtracted x. And now I'm going to graph this. Just over here, just for a second, my y-intercept is 4. And there is a negative 1 over 1, so I got to go down 1, right 1. And see, the yellow part of the question, I'm going to keep in a yellow marker. They're asking you to find the equation, watch this now, of a line that's parallel to this one, but it goes through this point. So 1, negative 2 is right there. So really the visual image of what this problem is even asking is, find the equation of the yellow line. That's part A, okay? And that's where we're going to do our work for that yellow line. Well, what do we know? Look, guys, this pencil line right here and the yellow line are parallel. What do we learn? They have the same slope. So this yellow line right here, I can just steal this slope. I know that it's negative 1, has to be the same. See, I've already got part of what I need to find. I got the slope. So what's the last thing I need to find? Wherever this crosses the y-axis, don't you dare look at this drawing and guess. No way, Jose. That's where I'm going to use this point. So I'm going to take the equation y equals mx plus b, and I'm going to put everything that I know into it and see what happens. Look at y, because it goes through the point, equals m times x, and the only thing I don't know is b. And look how easy this just got. So this is negative 1, so I'm going to add 1 to both sides. I get negative 1 equals b. So I got my two clues. Slope is negative 1, y-intercept is negative 1. Put them together, y equals m. A lot of students forget to put the x. Don't you dare. That's what identifies this as slope. And then b. There, I am done with part A. So that right there is the equation of that yellow line. Now, part B is now asking me, all right, smarty pants, now find the equation of the line that's perpendicular to L. Remember, L is the pencil line. Don't be confused with that. See that L right there? That was that, and that was that, and that was the pencil. But it's saying stick with this point, which is down here, but now find the equation of that blue line. Now, how did I know to draw it right there? Because it tells me perpendicular to line L. So really, it's saying, all right, figure out the equation of that blue line. Well, I still need two things. I need slope, and I need my y-intercept. Well, look, guys, if the slope of the pencil line is negative 1 over 1, all I need to do is flip it and take the opposite. Wouldn't that just be 1? The reciprocal of -1 is just 1. The opposite reciprocal is 1. Okay. Now what about this y-intercept down here? Take a stab at it and guess? No, 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 no. But I do have a general idea of where it should be when I'm done. So once again, I'm going to take the clue of this point. I'm going to take y equals mx plus b and put things in where they belong. So there's my slope. My x is 1 plus b. Now that's a 1. 1 times 1 is 1. So I'm going to subtract 1, subtract 1. I get -3 is b. And look at it. Now I got the two pieces that I need. So I'm going to put these things where they belong. Y equals mx and then b. Now look at -3. Does that kind of make sense for my y-intercept? Yeah, it does. So I feel pretty good about that one. So yes, these are two problems in one. All right. Now this one, if you just remember previous lessons, notice this line after we graphed it was a line that was a typical line. It's got an angle like that. It's not horizontal, it's not vertical. If you go back to a previous lesson, this should be jumping out at you. You should be going, huh? Wait a minute, this one doesn't look normal. That's right, because it's not. And this problem just got a lot easier if I just use my noggin. This is the same thing as x equals 4. So wait a minute. I remember Mr. Cleefish talking about this. X equals 4 means it's going to cross the x-axis right here. Now, the yellow portion of this is saying find the equation that's parallel to this dotted pencil line that goes through -3, 2. So I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. And so if it's parallel to that dotted pencil line, it's going to look like this. So what can I conclude about that? Well, it's just a different vertical line, and it passes the x-axis at -3, so the answer is x is -3. I'm done. That's part A. See, if you just give yourself a little visual image sometimes, it sure helps. Now the part B says, okay, now find the equation that's perpendicular to the original line L. So here's my original line L, the pencil dotted. It goes through this same point, -3, 2, but now it's going to come through like this. The blue line is perpendicular to the pencil line. And if I just think for a second, you're going to go, wait, I remember he talked about this. If the line is horizontal, it's going to cross the y-axis, and it crosses it right at 2. There's my clue. So the answer is y equals 2. See, I didn't need to do all the fancy stuff over here, because this problem's a lot easier, but I needed to know that right out the gates. Okay, this says find an equation in standard form. Ooh, there it is, for the line described. Now, if I scan this and I look for the shortcut, there it is. See how my y's match? That is a massive, massive shortcut, because my answer is y equals -3. See, these are my x's, these are my y's, these are my x's, these are my y's, and my y's match. Now somebody out there is going, well, that doesn't explain it. Well, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. See, that's the first point. Second point is -3, -3. And if I just connect those dots, I go, aha, that's a horizontal line. It's got to be y equals. Y equals what? Or wherever it crosses the y-axis, -3. But boy, that shortcut sure is nice. Now look at example 4. Clues. So we better draw a picture, because every picture tells a story. It passes through the origin. What's the origin? 0, 0. With no slope. Guys, that is a huge clue if you've been listening. That is a different way of saying you have a vertical line. And if you've been listening, you know that that's going to be x equals some number. What's that number? That number is wherever it crosses this x-axis. But look at the clue. It passes through the origin, and it's a vertical line. That means it's simply the y-axis. Now don't be confused. Let go of the fact that it's the y-axis, because this equation is x equals wherever it crosses the x-axis. Well, that'd be 0. Okay? Which is the equation of the y-axis. I know that's a little bit confusing, perhaps, but think about it. Every single point along here is like 0, -2, 0, -1, 0, 1. What's consistent in all these points? X is 0. All right. More clues. Last two problems. This says it has a y-intercept of -3. You know what they're saying? B is -3. But wait, it says parallel to the x-axis. Ah, this is just telling you, well, I was going to go up, but I don't have to go up. If the y-intercept is -3, which is right here, and it's parallel to the x-axis, and some of you are like, oh, same slope, same slope, same slope. You're right, but you're thinking too deep right now, because this problem's way easier than that. If I say, all right, if it's parallel to the x-axis, see, the x-axis, I'm going to make pink. There it is. The line we're trying to find is the yellow one. Here's the old lessons coming to help you. This is a horizontal line, so I know it's y equals. How do I know what it equals? Well, wherever it crosses the y-axis, -3. Yes, some of the problems are that easy if you just take some time and draw a picture. Last one. X-intercept of 5. All right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Remember, that's my x-axis. And a y-intercept of 3. 1, 2, 3. All right. Now I'm going to go ahead and connect those dots. Captain, obvious question. Is that a vertical line? No. Is it a horizontal line? No. What are the two things I need to know about it? I need to know the slope, and I need to know the y-intercept. Are either of these been gifted to me? Yes. My y-intercept is 3. Well, how do I figure out the slope? I mean, old school. I say old school. Look at it. What's the rise? Well, if this point is 5, 0, and that point is 0, 3, what's the rise? Up 3, meaning it's positive. So that goes in the rise. What about the run? Well, that's left. You know what left means? Negative. Well, how far did I go? 5 units to the left. So that goes in the bottom. Guess what? I'm loaded for bear. Y equals -3/5. Why did I bring the negative up? You just do. Typical in math. -3/5 x plus 3. Now, did they say for number 6? Oh, oopsie. It says put it in standard form. I forgot all about that. But this one, you don't have to worry about it. This one, you do. So I got to add 3/5 x, add 3/5 x. Again, this is just a little pain in the butt exercise just to see if you can handle your algebra. That's my opinion. So is this in standard form? No. This needs to be a positive integer, means whole number. So I don't really care about the 3. That can stay. This has to go bye-bye, which tells me I need to multiply this by 5. Everything. So these cancel. 3x plus 5y equals 15. There, I have obeyed the instructions. Again, if it's a horizontal line, you don't need to worry about standard form. If it's a vertical line, you don't need to worry about standard form. It's the same thing here, horizontal line. So you can kind of ignore it, okay? But if it's one of these, then you got to be on your guard. All right. Have fun with that homework assignment. Good luck.